So it's not a secret that PS4 is more powerful than Xbox One. You see that in multiple occasions. What pisses me off though is when devs doing shit like Ubisoft is doing. And because of that, I will not get a new Assassin's Creed Unity. So let me explain a few things. First of all, Assassin's Creed Unity is supposed to be 1080p on PS4, but then the devs decide to downscale it because, quote, "We decided to lock both versions at the same specs to avoid all the debates and stuff." So basically what they are saying here is that we don't want PS4 version to look better than Xbox One version because we want to avoid fanboy wars. And this is just plain and simple fucking stupid! Since the beginning of gaming there always was a fucking system that was more powerful than its competitor and the game looked better on that platform. For PC, if you have like a fucking Lamborghini gaming PC that you paid a shit tons of money, you deserve to have a better gaming experience than someone that have like a decent PC like ultra settings, 120 FPS, 4K resolution, shit like that, where decent class PC could run the same game for, I don't know, like a stable 60 frames per second, 720p, and maybe like high settings. And I think that one of the reasons why someone doesn't bitch about his worst PC that runs this game on worse settings is that because he can just know that he can upgrade his shit and then he can pump up some of the graphics, you know, and get the better graphics experience on his PC. With consoles, it's a bit different because you can't upgrade your stuff. Anyway, back to the point. I don't fucking understand why someone would even care about the visuals and performance of game that he won't even fucking play. What about your fucking system, not mine? Why the fuck you can't just enjoy the game on the system that you have? You think I cared about the graphics on Dreamcast, for example, when I was playing on my PS1? It was more powerful than PS1, not as powerful as PS2 that was released later and crushed Dreamcast sales, but that's not the point here. You think I cared? Hell fucking no, man. And you know what I think about this shit? I think that what they did was adding a fuel to the fire, and in my opinion, it will hurt them big time. At least the sales of the game. Because I know that there are people like myself. I am sick and tired of publishers milking their franchises, releasing same shit year after year with just few tweaks here and there. I fucking own Assassin's Creed, Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, Revelations, Assassin's Creed 3, and after Assassin's Creed 3 I said fuck it, this is bullshit. If I would want to spend my money on the same game each year, I would play Call of Duty. There are better games out there on the market worth buying, like Shadow of Mordor, for example. If you are Assassin's Creed fan, then I think you will love that game. It's fresh and I think it is the best game from that universe. Speaking of Shadow of Mordor, it runs in 1080p with unlocked 60 FPS on PS4 and 900p with locked 30 FPS on Xbox One. According to some people, it might even run in lower resolution, like in 720p. But, well, okay, 720 upscaled to 900. And of course, if you have a gaming rig, PC version looks better than both PS4 and Xbox One, but that's not the point here. The point here is that we already know that PS4 is more powerful, so we fucking deserve to have better experience. And by better experience I mean like at least better frame rate, for fuck's sake. Cause let's face it, both consoles are actually underpowered anyway. Speaking of frame rate, let's go back to Ubisoft and Assassin's Creed Unity. What pisses me off even more is that some dude from Ubisoft, I don't remember, I don't care what his name was, but he basically explains to Tech Radar that, quote, "You don't gain that much from 60 frames per second and it doesn't look like the real thing. It's a bit like Hobbit movie, it looked really weird. And in other games it's the same, like Ratchet and Clank series where it was dropped. So I think collectively in the video game industry we're dropping that standard because it's hard to achieve." Yeah, because you don't fucking want to work and earn your fucking money. It's twice as hard as 30 frames per second. No shit, Sherlock. And it's not really that great in terms of rendering quality of the picture and the image. I was double facepalming when I was reading this. 30 was our goal. It feels more cinematic. More cinematic, holy shit, man. 60 is really good for a shooter, action adventure not so much. It actually feels better for people when it's at the 30 frame. Stop fucking saying to me what I fucking want. It also let us push the limits of everything to the maximum. They fucking dropping the frames just to fucking get like 1080p, which they can't even do that on Xbox. Okay, so let me just quickly translate you what he just said. He basically said, fuck you, give me money. We won't put any effort so that you would have the best gaming experience you could have. Instead of that, we will give you a half-ass product that is cut to DLCs, exclusive content, day one DLC, pay more and fuck you LC. It's too hard for us to bother LCs. We know better what you want, and what you want is 30 FPS, not 60 FPS. First of all, Hobbit was in 48 FPS and the 3D effect made it look even more weird. But that doesn't really matter, you know why? Because games are not movies. Images are more fluent, the game feels more responsive. I can understand that Ubisoft just can't do it because PS4 and Xbox One hardware is simply, come on English, work with me, is simply too weak and they just can't fucking give you that next gen feel to it without cutting corners and stuff. But come the fuck on, man. 30 frames per second better than 60 frames per second. I'm not a dick, okay? But seriously, come the fuck on. Oh man, 30 FPS better than 60 FPS. It's not a fucking movie, it's a fucking video game. If you want to give us this cinematic experience, then let us, goddammit English, let us choose the frame rate in options just like on a goddamn PC. I can understand lowering the game resolution for higher frame rate, I get that cause it's not that big of a deal. 720p, 900p, 1080p, who gives a fuck when there is 4K around the corner laughing his ass off? But when you do it for shitty reasons like this, because one console is weaker, for fuck's sake, your duty as a developer, especially with a shitload of money like Ubisoft, it is your fucking duty to give us the best possible shit you can make, the highest resolution, the best textures and the best frame rate you can make on PC, and then downscale it to PS4 and Xbox One in that order. Some dude spent 10 grand on his PC. He deserves to have better gaming experience in terms of visuals and frame rate than me on my PS4, just like I deserve to have that over weaker platform. Anyway, I don't know about you, but I will vote with my wallet. I will show them that I'm not a fucking sheep and that I have my voice. I will boycott Ubisoft and their Assassin's Creed Unity and I will not get the game. Simple as that. Those were my 3 cents. Don't forget to leave your comment. What do you think about Ubisoft doing this shit? Will you buy Assassin's Creed Unity? Also, don't forget to rate the video cause it makes me hard as a rock. And as always, thanks for watching.